I haven't had time to look at up on the norwaychess.no site yet, but the score is between them is there. Anand has avoided the ending in the Berlin defense again. So normal position, and it's a little bit difficult to treat these positions with especially black, I think, because there are so many ways to play it. To me it seems like it's nice to play d5 in one go, because that's kind of the goal of the whole thing, is to play d5. But is it possible? It is. He played d5 here. I'm sure this is theory. I don't know what it is, but I think I'm not sure if there is the trick again. If he takes on d5, if he may take him back on with the knight, because there is this trick with bishop takes f2. If he takes, no, he can. Yeah, if he goes fast here. I don't understand these positions. To me, it seems like black has succeeded in every possible way. Is the first one in the center hard to understand, and that bishop went to e6, not so easy to understand that either, because it could go to b7 too, which was also natural. It ended up on e6. What to take back with? Either one. I could take back with, I don't know what's best. Could take with anyone, to me. Knight isn't the normal way to take back, but there might be tricks there with d4 and knight e4, and suddenly things coming up to g5 and so on. And might be very active, actually. Taking with bishop or queen prevents knight e4. He took with the bishop. After knight e4 now, it's possible to simply take it, and then it will be a bit... here it comes bishop e4. If it takes it, I can't see any problem for black at all, I must say. Unless there is something about... I don't see it. Take on e4 and play bishop c4 is my suggestion, because to force b3, because after bishop e6 there is knight g5 perhaps. What about knight g5? He accepts knights. He allows knight g5. What happens to knight g5 now? Perhaps it's not that big deal to let him take on e6. But you certainly cannot move the bishop back. He played bishop d3. b3 is very slowly. Could this be something? Anand is very good in these positions. It's always been. He's always also kind of a dynamic player. I think it's easier with solid pawn structures, and you have solid plans, but without a solid pawn structure, there is a pawn structure here, but it's no pawns to attack, no real weakness. And in such positions, they're much more difficult to play, I think. But there is something about the square on d5. Bishop coming there, and rook can come there. f6, solid. Bishop, queen d7 is, bishop d7 is possible. I guess it just protects with rook c8. Or bishop d6. But can this possibly be anything? Probably not. Must be a draw. It's not always interesting just because you're in Nakamura. Not all these games are that entertaining. And it's not ahead on time either. How is the Magnus position? Because this is tending to become a little bit dry to me, to my taste. Magnus is playing Iranian. I don't think anything big is happening there either. What's the most interesting game of the round? It may be Karyakin, well, Wesley So, Caruana. They are the leaders. We have to have a look at them. Not quite leaders. Wesley So is the co-leader. I'm switching to Wesley So. Of course, it's a lot of prestige between these new American guys. Nakamura is I don't know. I guess he's born in the United States, but and so is Caruana, as far as I know. But he was Italian for a while. But Nakamura is more new. It's a newcomer to the United States. So I think it's a little bit of a competition between these three American stars. I guess it's just good for all of them, the competition here. But to me, it seems like White is threatening absolutely nothing. And Wesley So's pieces are very strong. Prevents even Queen F4, which it wasn't really necessary to prevent it because he could have played. Well, it was maybe, but just to trade queens and run with the A pawn. The A pawn is, of course, the crucial factor here. Or maybe you can simply play. What about E6? I was just going to say it. This is close to over, but not quite over. Knight E8, C7. That one is trapped. Now it's all or nothing. After, well, Queen A5, isn't that just winning in the knight? I think black must be absolutely winning here. He goes forth and back to save time or something. What's the point? He's ignoring the knight on C7. How could Caruana get such a horrible position is my question. Caruana is just focusing on trying to trade queens. I hear TV2 in the background here talking about seconds left on the clock. They're probably talking about Magnus. I think this game is over. I think Wesley So will win this. See, especially now as the queens will be traded. I think we'll switch to Aronian Magnus because here is a critical phase, of course. Seconds left on the clock. Somehow Aronian has started playing slowly, but nothing wrong with his position. His king's position is solid. It's actually Magnus has something. He's got the rook behind the passed pawn. But that passed pawn is perhaps doomed. But that's okay if black managed. Well, who is better here? This may easily be Aronian actually, because it's not really easy to see what he can take on. He cannot enter the pawn. He enters the pawn ending. Isn't that just completely lost? He has to play G5, H5 and G4 and save the draw. That's the way to save the draw. Oh, Magnus, I'm hearing the screaming here in the background. Don't take with the H-pawn. That was Jon Ludvig Hammer. I couldn't avoid hearing it. They screamed it out all over the place. And he did take with H-pawn. And now suddenly Magnus lost, actually. That was a big turn. And that was a quite big surprise, of course. The position is drawn if he takes with a F-pawn. He took with the H-pawn. That's such a move that could change the whole tournament. Because depending on how seriously you take it, because what a blunder. Magnus blundered enormously. Maybe he was too relaxed. Then Magnus certainly won't win the Blitz tournament. And what kind of sign is that before the series tournament that starts tomorrow? Because Magnus has had quite a few quite bad tournaments here in Stavanger actually. I don't know if he feels the pressure or something. And it's no one pressuring him. So it's only himself if that is the case. But that was a serious blow for Magnus. And Wesley So did win that game against Karana and is now leading with a half a point to Anand and Nakamura, who drew. That was no surprise.